Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
We are coming to you from the front of the Troopy this morning.
Feels very weird. Usually we sit in the back, but we're on the side of the road. And we're really motivated to film a video today, but it's very, very windy outside. We're still coming to you from windy always, like we said last episode.
Western Australia.
But we really wanted to film this video because we've been talking to a lot of fellow travellers on this road trip, and we're talking to a guy in a caravan park. He's on a half lap and he was not going to go to our favourite place in all of Australia. So we thought, we have to film a video for you guys to make sure that you do not miss any of the best spots on your trip around Australia.
It's the biggest question we get. What is your favourite place in Australia? And you can't answer that question.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one place.
So we've got 10 for you today.
Yeah, we've got 10.
We thought, what are the ones that are sort of a bit underrated that a lot of people miss, even ourselves missed our first lap, that we think are a 100% must visit. So we're starting off with number 1 is the Ningaloo coastline, where we're coming to you from today. So I think a lot of people, when they're travelling around Western Australia, will go straight from Coral Bay to Exmouth. And they are missing out on the most beautiful stretch of coastline in between there. You do need a 4-wheel drive to access it, so that's one of the drawbacks.
But it's really not that bad if you just let your tyres down a little bit. So it's a bit of a corrugated road in. Now you can get all the way to Coral Bay from Yardie Creek, and it's an off-road track the whole way down. So you go from Yardie Creek, travel south down the coast, and every single camp spot along that coastline is next level.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And it's all booked through the National Parks website in WA. I don't think you need a parks pass to get into those as well. No. You might hear as well about how far in advance the Exmouth National Parks campgrounds get booked out. It's not the case for these ones. So you don't need to be quite as organised. We booked ours the night before and still managed to snag a spot.
It beats Exmouth coastline.
You reckon?
For camping, yeah. Definitely.
Well, it feels a lot more, secluded as well.
Remote.
And if you've got a boat, you can, what's it called? Anchor?
Back it in and anchor
your
it
boat.
Up. So that's going to be probably some of the best camping you're going to do up on that coastline. Exmouth and Coral Bay get extremely busy, and like Megan said, you have to book so far in advance. Whereas you can just come a few days earlier and book Ningaloo. Yeah,
and I don't really rate Coral Bay. There, I said it. It's too busy. It costs like $80 to stay at a caravan park. So anyway, next on the list is the Flinders Ranges. So this is one that we personally missed our first lap, and it is stunning.
We should have went there straight away. You'll come into the Flinders Ranges and you will just be blown away by the landscape.
Driving through as the sun sets as well is just lights it all up, and it's really, really beautiful. And there's so many walks that you can do around the Wilpena Pound area in particular. They're really great.
And then you got those yellow-tailed possum things.
Yeah, that was really cool to see.
So apparently they're only in that area.
So as for camping, you've got national park camping that you can book online there as well. You've got free camping and a few stations on the outskirts as well, which we didn't get time to visit. It's
the landscapes you're going there for. I'd be happy even if I just drove through it again, just to see it, because it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah. So next up, we're heading over to Queensland, and Lawn Hill is one spot that you do not want to miss.
Not many people know about it as well. You need a 4-wheel drive. Well, you don't. It's corrugated on the way in, but it's very corrugated. So you could definitely do it in 2-wheel drive, but
very slowly.
Very slowly, let your tyres down. But that is just a hidden oasis.
It is incredible. You really feel like you're just in the middle of the outback, and like Jack said, you come into an oasis.
It doesn't make sense.
Palm trees and flowing rivers and
freshwater crocodiles.
Yeah, you can hire yourself a canoe if you're organised and you're not there on school holiday times like we were.
School holidays.
So I feel like that would be such an incredible experience. But the hiking is amazing as well. Yeah. That's one that we actually managed to get ourselves up for sunrise, and it was so worth it.
And the bamboo is just amazing. But it's a place.
Trees.
No, there's bamboo growing out of the rivers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You swam with it around them. Yeah. Lawn Hill, put that on your list.
All right, number 7?
7.
We're going 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
The Great Otway National Park in Victoria. I think a lot of people do the old Great Ocean Road, and then they miss this incredible rainforest that is just right there.
And that's got the California redwoods in it. Yeah. Incredible.
California redwoods, you've got beautiful waterfalls that you can go and visit as well that aren't really hard hikes either. So I think it's just perfect. And you can see koalas. It's great.
I would go straight back there just to see those California redwoods again. We're probably going to say incredible on every single one, but honestly, it's mind-blowing. So it's a must visit as well.
And for camping there, you've got free camping, actually. I just thought, both
camping.
times we've camped there, we've camped for free, right in the middle, either overlooking this beautiful, it was a beautiful sunset, but I think it was a logging area, so probably not as beautiful as it would have been if there were still trees there, but the sunset was amazing. And then the first time we ever camped, we went so deep into the rainforest, and that was incredible.
And we picked up a huntsman. Number 6.
Okay, so number 6 is the Atherton tablelands in Queensland. So I feel like a lot of people, we even just recently had a friend fly over to Cairns, and they had no idea that this incredible rainforest was right there, only about an hour drive away. And it's beautiful. There's so many different waterfalls and water holes that you can go and visit in, and they're all croc safe, so you can go and swim in them. But
2 freshwater crocodiles. But every time we go there, we stay there for 3 weeks at a time.
And because it also is much cheaper than staying in a caravan park in Cairns as well.
In particular, you have to go to a place called Tinaroo Dam. That's where we spend our 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it
also would be great as a base because it's only about 20 minutes out of Atherton, so you could go and do all your waterfalls and
then you've got Mariba with the drive-in cinemas there, which isn't far as well, so you're going to go check that out. Every single place we talk about in this video, we'll link in the description. We'll put a video there, so you can go and check out the videos in each spot. But
But we've probably got about like 5 videos from around the Atherton.
We'll do our best.
Because we love it so much. Number 5, we have got the Eyre Peninsula in South Australia.
This is a beautiful coastline and it feels remote.
Yeah.
But and not that remote.
There's a highway that goes like, so it's a peninsula like this, and there's a highway that goes right across here. And too often we have heard of people just driving straight past it. And it is the best selection of free camping in all of Australia. Like you can just go free camp all along the coast. And I don't know anywhere else you can do that.
No, that's what comes straight to mind when you say Eyre Peninsula. It's just like the best free camping.
And the beaches are beautiful. You might think, oh, the beaches must not be that good then. They're incredible.
And just the scenery, you wake up in the morning, I'll never forget the sunsets and sunrises.
Yeah, and you can, because it's a peninsula, if you're camping like here, you can watch the sunset and then you can go camp over here the next day and watch the sunrise over the ocean. So
and the fishing would be amazing there.
Yeah.
Not that I fished too much,
you didn't have much luck, did you?
It definitely would be good. So what's the next one?
Number 4 is one that we did miss on our first lap because of the driving. It is a bit of a drive no matter which way you come from, and it's Uluru. But do not do that.
Do not
Make sure you do the drive.
Do not miss this place, because it's incredible. It was such a special place, and when you drive into Uluru, the area, there's just a presence there as well.
Yeah.
There's definitely something going on there. It is nuts. It's one of those places where I've said it a few times in previous videos, you drive in and your brain just cannot comprehend what is going on.
Yeah.
You just keep looking at it. You got to do the walk around it.
Yeah. As for camping, there was a free camp quite far out, and then there's only the one place to camp, and there is also permits that you have to pay for as well.
Number one thing you have to do at Uluru is watch the sunset
and the sunrise.
At the rock.
I would just watch every single golden hour you can get staring at that rock,
because it changes colours like 10 times. The colour changes, and
it's amazing. And there's also the Olgas area as well. That was really, really beautiful.
That's what we didn't know. We didn't know that it's not just Uluru. There's heaps of other spots you can go walk around in the national park. Yeah. What's next?
Number 3, another one that we did miss on our first lap that we feel incredibly stupid for, which is Tasmania. We're gonna just say Tasmania as a whole. But I mean, everyone says what was your top spot in Tasmania, and the first thing that comes to our mind is Maria Island.
Yes.
We loved visiting there so much.
Most untouched island paradise you've ever seen.
Yeah, so much wildlife.
It's where the wombats are.
Yeah, and echidnas.
Echidnas, the freshest air you've ever breathed, the most beautiful clear blue water you've ever seen. I'm not even like exaggerating it is honestly. But yeah, Maria Island, you have to go there.
So the ferry, testing my memory here, I'll put it on the screen how much the ferry overcost. There's no cars on the island, you just ride your bikes, so you can hire your bikes with the ferry, hire people, and you can
sleep in a tent.
Yeah, yourself a little tent. And I think they also have little
chalets.
So not chalet, but
cabin
dorm
kind of
room
things, yeah.
sort of things. Yeah.
Definitely, we didn't do it, but if we were to go again, we would sleep in a tent on that island so we could wake up in the morning and see all the wildlife.
Yeah.
And then Tasmania as a whole, best free camping we've ever done, and the mountains. We did the most beautiful hikes we've ever done in Australia. And I reckon it's actually got the best hikes in Australia.
Yeah.
It wins.
All right. Number 2, I don't actually know if this one we can say is underrated, but
Everybody knows about it.
we certainly talk about it a lot, and it's K'gari, or
Yeah.
Fraser Island, as you might know it.
Fraser. It has the best beach camping I've ever done when you go to the top of the island.
And the west
Oh,
side.
and the west side.
Yeah. Awinya Creek is our favourite spot, and we say that everyone needs to head over to that west side.
Yep.
You do definitely need a 4-wheel drive for Fraser Island, and you can get a ferry from either Harvey Bay or Inskip.
Yep.
We've always gone from Inskip because it's real quick and I think cheaper as well.
Yes, and you got dingoes there, of course.
Yeah.
But they're nothing to worry about, and you have to watch your tide times over there. And my biggest recommendation on Fraser is make your way all the way to the Cape. And you got to cross Ningaloo Rocks, the boggy part and all that. Plenty of videos on YouTube to go check out. So the top of the island and the west side have the best camping you'll ever do.
And it's all booked on the National Parks website, so I would suggest pre-booking. I think the last time we went, we couldn't snag a spot at our favourite, so maybe get your campsites in a bit earlier.
And 7 days on the island is good. But you could probably spend 2 weeks there, to be honest.
Yeah, well, what have we've probably
7
done?
days. We did 7 days.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, that goes quick.
Yeah, it goes real quick because you're having the best time ever.
And number 1, our top spot that inspired this, that this man was going to miss on his half lap.
Yes.
He was not going to go to Karijini.
In
and we
WA.
said, oh my goodness, you have to go.
Well, mate, that's what's going to make your WA, like, it'll be something you talk about for the rest of your life. Like we do.
Yeah.
And when people ask us, what's the best place you visited? Karijini always comes up. Fern Pool in particular. If you can get down there for
As
sun,
the sun is
oh my
rising,
gosh.
it's amazing.
It is the most peaceful place you will ever visit. The most hidden oasis you've ever seen. I genuinely love it.
Every single hike you could possibly want to do, all the waterfalls, all the swimming holes,
Yep.
and
You don't need a
It's
four-wheel
incredible.
drive. It's very corrugated, but you don't need a four-wheel drive
I think,
to do it.
yeah, they definitely suggest it to get to the western half of the park, especially Hummersley Gorge, I think is a
Yep.
little bit more corrugated, but that's probably the most famous one
Yeah.
that you've seen all over Instagram. So you can camp at Dow's Campground, which is a National Parks campground, so
Yep.
you can book that through the National Park site, or there's also the Eco Retreat on the other side,
Yes.
which is a privately owned one, and they also have glamping tents and they've got showers.
Yeah, they do. They have good showers. And you stay at that campground to go see Kermit's Pool and a few other
Well, you
ones,
can
but-
drive from Dow's Gorge, but it's much easier.
Yeah.
I think every time we've stayed there, we've stayed at both, so we don't have to drive as far to get to half the park.
Yeah. Today's video was a bit of a different one. You never know. Someone could be watching and they could be wanting to plan their trip and they're about to not go to a certain spot and you
Yeah.
just watched this and we've made you go. And
I hope that's the case.
hopefully all the beautiful footage convinces you. But yeah, Fern Pool it's the winner in Australia, I reckon. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's
Just
because it's the very first place we ever visited.
Nah,
Maybe it's like
yeah.
just sentimental, half of it. But you be the judge. Let us know in the comments and let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah.
And happy planning your trip around Australia.